Mm. Hey y'all, welcome to the Devon A. Morris Unfiltered Call-In Show. Have a seat. Let's get ready. You have any questions? Come on, call in. Come on to that Discord channel. Do me a favor, get the unfiltered crew some finger snaps. We're ready to get started here. Mondays, 8 p.m. Every single Monday, we're here. I'm excited about it. Are you? Let's get this show started, y'all. The greatest Scrum show on earth. I'll see y'all soon. Enjoy.
Hello. How you doing? Welcome to another show. Man, it's almost December, right? Hopefully you had an absolutely amazing holiday, right? Some of you all are probably still, suffering from a dang on food comatose, right? So hopefully you had a great time. You spent some amazing time with your family, and you just did stuff that worked for you, right? Um, if you don't know where you are, right? This is the Unfiltered Call-In Show where I'm your host, Devon Morris. I've been around the Agile Scrum game for almost 20 years at this point, right? And this show is all about answering your questions related to Scrum, Agile, entrepreneurship, just whatever you really want to talk about, right? And so that's what we do here. So just grab onto that plethora of experience. I'm also a certified Scrum trainer, and then a lot of other certifications along the way. So just be prepared to ask some questions, but we got a good topic today. We're going to talk about the top product owner certification to boost your pay, right? But I'm not going to give you one, right? You know, I never will do that, right? I'll give you more than one so you can pick what works best for you. Is what we're going to do today. So I'm going to give you like four or five, maybe even six of them. And then there's some other ones that I didn't even mention. But the idea is that we're going to talk about that and talk about salary a little bit, right? So we'll do that in this show, right? So we spent the month of November really talking about product owners. I think we did October, September talking about Scrum Masters. So that's been good. Now, please know that December, though, we're going to switch gears. We're going to start talking about goals and preparing ourselves for next year. So I'd like to know what kind of plans you have going into the new year, and what you're really trying to accomplish, really, because I got goals that I've been thinking through, right? And I'm gonna work on those goals a tad bit more. It's been in terms of me, life. I started a new term in terms of the PhD program, so that right there, I took a term off to take care of a bunch of life stuff. But man, I'm excited to get back into it because I'm in this advanced qual and reasoning class, and I'm excited about it, right? But that just means it's going to take time for me to deal with that situation. So I'm looking forward to that, and I probably got maybe 7 or 8 classes before I will be crying about dissertation. That's neither here nor there. But what else is going on? Nothing else is really going on. I just really enjoyed the holiday, y'all. I really enjoyed the holiday. Hopefully you did too, right? Hopefully you enjoyed the holiday just as much as I did. I had some great things happening. You know, I'm not in the studio. You know, I'm a man to be around the world, as you know. But always available in here to make this thing happen with you all. Do me a favor. If you're here, say hi. You know, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, just drop a note, say hi, right? Because I like to give shout outs at some point during the show. And I like to have a exchange with you and talk about things, right? To make sure you're good to go, right? Let's see. I'm over here. I'm over here good. I'm over here good, right? I'm just ready to get into it, really ready to jump into the topic, is what I'm ready to do. So I think we're going to do that. And after this, I'm going to show you all something, and I will make it probably available tomorrow. But hopefully you like this. I'd love to get your opinion of it and what you all think about it. But I will do that after we finish with the topic, right? I will do that after we finish with the topic, right? So just know 12 days of Scrum is coming. So you'll hear about it as soon as we're done with this, right? So let's talk about our topic today. What I did is the top product owner certifications, it's hard for me to talk to you about off the top of the dome. Okay, it just really, really is, right? So what I did is I created a presentation, so we really can talk and have an exchange. So you'll notice that I will jump back and forth in terms of that presentation. So let's jump into our topic for the day, and that topic really is top product owner certifications to boost pay, to just increase your pay. Because one of the things people have always come to me about is, can I make money off this thing, right? And again, we're focusing on the product owner, so let's talk about it from the PO perspective. I think the most important thing to begin this conversation is to talk about salary. Okay. Now, I went ahead and just a few minutes ago, to make sure I grabbed the latest, greatest information, I went out to check on Glassdoor, a popular place to see, salaries, right? And I made sure it was all years of experience across all industries. And this has a high level of confidence here, right? And so this was updated by them November 25th, 2023. So this information is really relevant. But if you look at the average salary for a product owner is 134,000. Okay. That pay ranges from 107 to 171. Now, that is a combination of base pay plus any additional pay. Because if you really think about the role of product owner, does it make sense to not have additional incentives that could boost your pay, especially as a product owner? So if you were to achieve a certain level of return on investment, that probably would have an impact on your pay. Probably more what they're talking about in terms of these numbers here is probably, just various benefits. But I believe that that includes additional pay like bonuses as well. So I would expect to see something like that in terms of the product owner role. And if I was a product owner that really, really knew what I was doing and really, really knew my domain and really, really knew that vertical very well, I wouldn't go into any situation without some major like incentive that's going to get me super excited about achieving that incentive. And it would have to be financial. I want to see the money, right? And so when you look at this product owner role, you look at the salary, that's a pretty good salary, right? There was a time, well, I'll ask you all a question. Do y'all think that's a good salary for a product owner? Am I missing something here? There was a time, y'all, when product owner salaries was lower than scrum master salaries. Okay. And again, everybody would go after the scrum master role, right? Much harder to get into a product owner role because a lot of times that you have to have domain knowledge. But if you think that that salary is shocking, you know, drop it in the chat. Or do you think that is in alignment with what you've seen out there? Let me know in the comments. Drop me a comment and let me know. Because as I look at this makes me very proud. It makes me very proud because I truly think it's in alignment with where the industry is at, or at least across several industries. But looking at that base from 86 to 133, that sounds absolutely reasonable to me, right? And then the bonuses to be added on top of that. So as I look at the product owner role, regardless of whether you're a senior product owner or junior product owner, because some companies do those kind of titles, that total pay range is 107 to 171. And obviously, there are people that make more than that. There's people that make less than that. Your city probably could have an impact in terms of that. But these are things that you would need to look into to determine, kind of what's best for you, especially if this is the role that you desire to be in. So as I look at this, I'm really, really happy. And once again, I didn't do anything special, but just 15 minutes before we started this show, grab this information from Glassdoor to make sure that I had the latest, greatest information that I could find, right? And so this is at least what I see out there in the industry. And again, it didn't take me long to find it. So just know that. So now, what are those certifications that can help you move in this direction, that can help you to get this kind of a salary? Now, again, do not think that I'm saying that if you go grab one of these certifications and have absolutely no experience, you're probably not going to make as much money. So you need to be realistic, right? Somebody who has 20 years experience in the game, specifically in product management, product ownership, is probably going to make a tad bit more money than you, right? So do not think in anything that I'm telling you that you just go get one certification that takes you a day or a few days to do and your salary is going to quadruple. I'm not saying that at all, right? Because all that is a mix of experience plus these certifications that I'm going to present to you. Now, if you take a look here, please understand um, that's a range. That's a range. But I would look at that 86 to 133, right? Because that, if I'm a product owner starting in the game, I'm probably looking around the bottom of that range, right? So just make sure that you just set appropriate expectations for yourself. Don't go out there and disappoint yourself, right? I didn't start in this Scrum thing with a big gigantic salary, right? I did not. I had to level up, right? And so let's talk about those certifications. Some of these things you definitely know. And some of these things I think I'm going to surprise you with, right? So let's see. Let me go ahead and go back to the presentation here. And we're going to start off with that CSPO. You know, some of you all here have been in my CSPO, right? And the Scrum Alliance is really the first of many, the first to actually have Agile certifications. But the CSPO is going to be the most recognized and most respected of those product owner credentials. Just like the CSM is, the Certified Scrum Master is, this one absolutely is that. And really, if you was to jump into a CSPO, I'll ask right now, how many of you all, if you actually have the certified Scrum product owner, please raise your hand. Please drop a comment in the chat. Let me know you got that CSPO, right? But what the CSPO does is give you an overview, well, at least from an overview perspective, it gives you the fundamentals of Scrum from the product owner's perspective. And what it does is it emphasizes on collaboration with the Scrum team. Okay. Product backlog management is a heavy part of this, and stakeholder engagement as well. So realistically, this is always going to be purely from that perspective of Scrum. And so make sure you know that going in. Now, here's the deal. The value of the CSPO is about the ability to demonstrate a deep understanding of Scrum, which will help to make you more marketable. Now, the potential pay boost here is employers often look for certified professionals when hiring Agile and Scrum people. And having this certification is a really good investment for that higher salary because it is the most popular, most respected of all the certifications, and it was the first of its kind, right? And so when you actually are the first of your kind, you have a first mover advantage, and definitely Scrum Alliance has that with the CSPO as well as the CSM. So just know that, right? Very, very important for you to know. But that's not all that exists in the landscape. There are other certifications that exist in the landscape, and one of them is by the guy who initially trained me in 2005. I mean, he also created this one as well, but when he separated from the Scrum, well, I forgot to tell you this part. I had a great old presentation. If you want to find a CSPO, you can always go to beardedeagle.com virtual courses, and you'll be able to find a CSPO. If you don't find one that meets those dates, you always get welcome to go to scrumalliance.org to find CSPO certifications, right? But as I was saying earlier, this was made by a guy named Ken Schwaber, right? He fostered these things moving forward. Now, here's the deal. Ken Schwaber left the Scrum Alliance, I think, in 2009, I want to say. I can't guarantee these dates. But when he left the Scrum Alliance, he created scrum.org. Okay. And with scrum.org, he created the PSPO, which is a professional Scrum product owner, right? This thing is really renowned for its rigor and emphasis on real world application. And that's a really big difference between the CSPO and the PSPO, right? Um, to give you an overview of it, it really delves deeper into the principles of Scrum and Agile while equipping you with some more advanced tools and techniques. Okay. And so, realistically, that real world application is a heavier part of the certification. And even if you was to go take the test and understand for the basics, the basic level, beginner's level of PSPO, PSM, you can just go take the test, pay the fee to take the test, right? You may not pass it because it is a tough test, right? And this certification really tests real world understanding and the application of the product on a role, which makes this different. The CSPO, the Certified Scrum Product Owner, does not have a test, but this has a test that you got to pass. Now, really, the boost here from a pay perspective is the rigor in the assessment. It ensures that certified professionals really truly stand out in the marketplace, often leading to higher pay, right? So this right here is a really good certification. I went out and grabbed the PSM when I knew Ken was behind Scrum.org. Did I grab the PSPO? I didn't grab the PSPO, right? But I know that they both have the actual assessments, which I do believe is something that helps to make these things more valuable. Now, if you want to get a PSPO, all you have to do is go to scrum.org/classes, and you're going to see all those options there. Okay. So, does anybody in anybody in the comments have a PSPO or a PSM? So the professional Scrum Master or professional Scrum Product Owner. If you do, drop it in the chat and let us know how that test was for you. Let us know how that test was for you. I would love for you to do that so that other people can get an idea of what that experience was like. But drop it in the comments, please. If you have a PSPO, let us know and let us know how the test was for you, okay? And also mention that rigor. Mention that rigor, okay? Now, we don't stop there. I got a few more to show you, right? Because another one on the list is going to be scaled agile, product owner, product manager. Let me just put it out here, right? There are so many people that hate on scaled agile, right? But every element that almost every element that exists in scaled agile has existed prior to scaled agile. And so there's not too many people that's going to disagree with lean philosophies. And there's lean philosophies inside of SAFe, so the scaled agile framework. So here's the deal. This certification is ideal for people who are going into scaled environments. If you know you're going to a company or you want to go to a company that is scaling agile and they in particular are utilizing SAFe, I'm telling you, you should go get it. If this to me, I would say to you, the scaled agile certifications, um, let me just say it to you this way, right? A lot of us agilists don't agree with the scaled agile and what they're doing. I completely agree with what they're doing, right? Now, again, I may not agree with the entire philosophy, but the idea is that the scaled agile certifications are top certifications at this point. So if I was to recommend to you today, hey, what should you go in with? A Scrum Alliance certification, a PMI certification, and a scaled agile certification. These would be the three that I would recommend to any agilist, right? Because they are the pretty much top tier, right? So I'd be Scrum Alliance, PMI, right? And scaled agile. That combination of those three, I think, is the magical combination. Back when I became a CSM, the magical combination was PMP and CSM. And so I think that scale, and especially for large organizations, they're scaling. They got to scale this stuff, right? And so why wouldn't you want to put that into your bag of tricks? Now, the overview here, and I didn't write overview here for some strange reason, but the overview here is that it covers roles and responsibilities in a lean, agile enterprise. Again, we're talking about scaling here, right? This empowers product owners and product managers to deliver value efficiently within a scaled environment. Okay. Now, I'll ask the question, if you have a product owner, product manager certification from SAFe, Scale Agile Framework, Scaled Agile as a company, drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments, right? I love to hear about it. I love to hear about how that's been valuable for you in the work that you do, especially if you're working in a scaled environment, right? So really important. So drop that in the comments for me. Now, here's the deal. The benefit of this is about getting a comprehensive understanding of what the PO and what the product manager roles do in a scale context. In a scale context, especially if you're using SAFe. Look, I can't go without saying this, right? SAFe's popularity has led to demand, absolute demand for certified SAFe product owners slash product managers, which definitely has an impact on salary. So it's one of those things where if you know you're going into a scale world and they're doing SAFe, you should be jumping right into this stuff, right? Jumping right into this stuff. Now, here's the deal. If you want to go find the certification, just go to scaledagile.com, period. Last time I went to scaledagile.com, I did it today, and they got the list of questions that they will ask you to try to make sure you're getting the right certification. So I think that that is really, really good. But I think this is a valuable certification for you to get, especially if you're working in that kind of environment. So please know that, right? So please know that. All right, so next on our list is going to be IC Agile, right? So the consortium of Agile, right? The international consortium of Agile, right? And so they have the ICP APO. IC Agile, I remember when they first came on the scene, right? And their focus was really to go beyond just Scrum. Their focus was to have a more holistic covering of you doing these Agile practices, right? That just went beyond Scrum, right? Which is the reason why they work within this Agile space. Now, look, the reason why you want to do this is it positions you as a more versatile, more effective product owner across various Agile frameworks. I always recommend that people use Scrum for sure, right? But then there's Kanban and there's other things that organizations do. And so this helps with that versatility. So another very, very important one. Now, I also appreciate how they learn, because one of the things that they try to do is incorporate experience within their classes and try to make it as interactive as possible. Back of the room training, things of that nature, is something that they expect from their trainers. I kind of use a back of the room style. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I kind of use a more interactive style in terms of training. Now, why is this important? How can it help you get that salary boost? Hands-on experience is a big selling point in negotiating salaries, right? And it's one of those things where for you all that's been inside of my CSPO class, I give you hands-on experience. And that's the reason why a lot of you come out and are able to utilize it. In the CSM, I give hands-on experience. But they really focus on trying to establish that hands-on experience. And that's one of the things that I think is important for you to do, important for you to gain, especially when you're in training. People learn different ways, right? But the idea is that I found most people that have that hand-on touch, they go through various examples, real world kind of stuff, they come out better positioned to do real things, right? And so I believe that this will help to position you for that. So just know, ICP APO is a valuable certification. Definitely look into it. If you want to train here, just go to icagile.com. icagile.com is where you want to go. And then you can find, some great training there, but that APO will be there. Okay. Now, that doesn't stop here. I got one more for you. And that one I have for you, one of the things that was really important for me in terms of me being kind of like the product owner for Bearded Eagle, was to learn things that went beyond Agile practices. right? To learn things beyond just agile practices, because everything that you face as a product owner doesn't have to do with agile. It just does not, right? It just does not, right? And you need other tools in the toolkit to actually help you, get through the product life cycle in general, right? And agile practices don't cover that at all, right? Even if you go to classic CSPO or any of these other ones, right? They just don't give you that kind of information. And so one of the things that I always did is I sought out other certifications, other training that would actually get me other tools related to product management. So I never say to a product owner, only go through the agile path with product ownership. No, no, no. I say leave that mess, man, and go talk to some people in product management, because they have organizations for this too. One of those organizations happens to be the Association of International Product Marketing and Management, and they have a certification that's the ACPMPO. I got the wrong badge up here, but the idea is they're bridging traditional product management practices and agile practices is what they're doing. And I think there's a beauty in that mixture, right? Because that's something that you are not going to classically see in any other of these agile kind of product owner classes, right? And the idea is the dual focus certification on PO concepts and that product life cycle is gonna just it's gonna help you in leaps and bounds. It's gonna help you in leaps and bounds. Trust me on that one, right? And so they offer this certification blending both of those traditional and agile practices. But understand the advantage here, right? That dual focus gives you a really unique position in the marketplace, right? Because the issue is most product owners don't even train, don't even go to a CSPO. So a lot of them don't have the tools that can help them be much, 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 much better product owners. And so you can easily surpass them. And so, it's just one of those things where if you just go ahead and just start diving into more product management, product marketing, traditional product management, trust me when I say it to you, you're going to learn a lot more things that you will that I could never cover in a CSPO. I could never cover in a CSPO. I was even going to do additional classes to offer other techniques, but it's just not as many product owners, right? And so it's just one of those things where I absolutely say to you, go beyond the agile product owner stuff. Please, it's going to be helpful for you. Now, that being said, here's the deal. If you want to know more about that certification, then you just go to AIPMM.com. And again, I got the wrong badge here for it, but they got a product manager certification. They got the combined product owner, product management certification. So I just really believe that these things will be super valuable for you, right? And I just really like it, right? I just really love it. So that's really top notch there. That's really what I have to show you. I believe that all these certifications could help you to get a pay boost, right? I really do. I know that typically when I get certifications that I'm looking to get me to get pay boost, man, I research them mugs, right? To make sure that I'm going to be able to parlay that into financial gain, right? And so I always do that, right? So hopefully you are doing some of the same stuff. Hopefully you're doing some of the same stuff. Now, that being said, that's it for that topic, right? And here's my question for you. Which of these certifications actually surprised you? Which one you didn't hear about? Do you have any of these other certifications? If you do, drop it in the comments. Let me know, right? As I talk about a few things that people have here. Philip says, yeah, that PSPO has a robust test that you must pass at 85%. Absolutely. And the test is about a lot about experiential stuff. It is not difficult. I guarantee you, I wouldn't get 100%. I'm telling you right now, I would not get 100%. Right? I wouldn't. Right? But if I got 85%, I still pass. Right? If I got 85%, I still pass. Right? You don't ask a doctor what was on his scores on his test. Right? You just got to get the service, don't you? Oh, thank you, Philip. I appreciate you, bro. You know, So yeah, the idea is that, and many of you all, like Philip has the CSPO, hey, Patrick got that PSM, 85% pass rate, right? On that too, right? Yeah, probably a lot of people came to Bearded Eagle, a lot of alumni is here, obviously. So we definitely would expect that. Now, here's the deal. Look, this is what we do every single week. And if you like what I just did, if you like this kind of content, then make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click that like button, and make sure you click those notifications. If you're sitting up over there on LinkedIn, do me a favor. Come on over to YouTube, right? I'll drop the link for the YouTube in the chat. Well, I just got myself removed off this somehow. But come on over to YouTube, right? And subscribe. If you're on Facebook, come on over to YouTube and subscribe, because that's where you will get the notification from, right? And we always go live Mondays, 8 p.m. Central Time. Now, here's the deal. I got something special for you all, right? And I really want your opinion because I put some work into this, right? I got something I want to show you, and it's just going to take a few minutes, but I hope you'll like it, right? But I want your honest opinions, right? And trust me, I gave you a preview of it last week, okay? I really did. And here's the deal. You are the first to see it. I'm going to put it on the channel probably tomorrow and, make it available to the world. So make sure you share it with folks, right? Make sure you share it with folks. But let me drop to you the premiere, right, of 12 Days of Scrum. 12 Days of Scrum. Let me drop that premiere on you right now.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a customer smiling with glee. On the second day of Christmas, my true love sent to me two paired programmers and a customer smiling with glee. On the third day of Christmas, my true love sent to me three Scrum builders, two paired programmers, and a customer smiling with glee. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me four agile values, three Scrum builders, two paired programmers, and a customer smiling with glee. On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me five golden rules, four agile values, three Scrum builders, two pet programmers, and a customer smiling with glee. On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me six improvements, five golden rules, four agile values, three Scrum builders, two pet programmers, and a customer smiling with glee. On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love sent to me stakeholders talking, six improvements, five golden rules, four agile values, three Scrum builders, two pet programmers, and a customer smiling with glee. On the eighth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me eight things are flowing, stakeholders talking, six improvements, five golden rules, four agile values, three Scrum builders, two pet programmers, and a customer smiling with glee. On the ninth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me nine SMEs singing, eight things flowing, stakeholders talking, six improvements, five golden rules, four agile values, three Scrum builders, two pet programmers, and a customer smiling with glee. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 10 people teaming, 9 SMEs singing, 8 things flowing, stakeholders talking, 6 improvements, 5 golden rules, 4 agile values, 3 Scrum builders, 2 pet programmers, programmers, and a customer smiling with glee. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 11 users using 10 people teaming, 9 SMEs a singing, 8 things a flowing, stakeholders talking, 6 improvements, 5 golden rules. For each I various these scrum builders, stupid programmers, and a customer smiling with glee. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 12 practices playing, 11 users using, 10 people teaming, 9 SMEs a singing, 8 things a flowing, stakeholders talking, 6 improvements, 5 golden rules. For each I various these scrum builders, stupid programmers, and the customers smiling with glee.
So tell me, what do you all think? Let me know what you think about this. Put some time into it for sure. Let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. We actually put that together this past week, right? It just all came together like it was supposed to. But let me know what you think, right? It's interesting, right? I told y'all last week I was going to make sure that we released it, right? And so we didn't have it done when we showed it to you last week. We didn't have it done, right? It wasn't even close to being done. I was just giving you a preview, but it's done now, right? It's done now. So I'm actually throwing that on the channel, and then just make sure you send it out to people, right? Make sure you send it out to the world. So it will go up on the channel tomorrow, right? So it should be interesting. It should be interesting, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So that being said, for those that celebrate that holiday, right? Anyway, it's time for us to open the floor. We've been already way over the time for questions. So let's open the floor to questions that you may have, right? So if you have questions, the way we operate here is really simple, right? You are welcome to drop your question in the comments, right? For sure. Anything you want to discuss, you can drop it in the comments, all right? But also, if you want to join the show, you are welcome to come on live. And if you want to come on live, it's really simple. All you have to do is just really click the link. There's a link here that I'm going to provide and drop in the comments, right? I haven't changed this link in over a year, so, it's always been there and available. But let me go ahead and drop it. Let's see. Let me drop it over here on LinkedIn. Oh, well, I don't know why this is not sending. Okay. Oh, let's try this again. Oh, I'm having a loading issue on LinkedIn. I was trying to send it on LinkedIn and it just won't send. So we're going to try it at some point again. I'll try to send it one more time on LinkedIn. It's not showing. So I can't send it to you all on LinkedIn right now. And on Facebook, probably the same thing. So just make sure if you got any questions, let's just start dropping them in the chat. Let me go ahead and take a look and say hi to everybody. Philip, how you doing? How's it going? Always love seeing you, brother. Welcome. Bearded Eagle alumni all day, every day, right? Patrick, how's it going? I'm good. I had an amazing Thanksgiving. It was like a party. Right? It was like a party. We did this white elephant gift thing, and my cousin did it different this year. We all came with the expectations it would be a certain way, and she did it different this year. But it was fun. We had a great time. Let's see. So welcome, Patrick. Let's see. Rajiv, what's going on, man? How you doing? We got some work to do, Rajiv. Let's see. VOPO1. Welcome. You've been in the Beard Eagle classes for sure. Shane, my man Shane, how you doing? Let's see. Shanita, how's it going? Bridget, what's up, Bridget? Let's see. Shneha, how you doing? We're going to be doing a class together soon. So hopefully you're ready. We need to talk because I want you to do a section. I want you to do a piece of the class, right? So just know you know that. And it's going to be your material. So just know that and got to have it ready for the students. So we're going to be doing something real soon next week. now. Next week, right? So let's get it together. So we'll talk this week, okay? Sharon, how's it going, Sharon? Sharon's big time. I love Sharon, right? Let's see who else is here. Let's see who else. Hey Tony, how's it going? Let's discuss LLMs in training. Tell me what an LLM is, man. I see so many acronyms, man. I went into the military and I put DOD for definition of done. And then people was raising their hand like, is that the Department of Defense? And that's when I was just like, no, it's not. It's a definition of done. So tell me what the LLM mean, and we can holler about it, right? Yeah, that I think that ACPMPO I think would be really interesting. If you need some other recommendations or some other stuff, let me know, Philip, for real. Let's see. You like that? You like that? Let's see. What was the last week's video? Yeah, it was the same video. The first 45 seconds I played you, that was the only finished stuff, right? But that's the whole thing, and we're gonna release that tomorrow. So just know. Let's see. I'm glad y'all liked the video. I really am happy about that. I may do an ACSPO next year. Philip, we just don't always have a lot of people that want to do it. So just let me know, and maybe I can schedule something, okay? Let's see. Excellent. Love the video. What's up, Ange? How you doing, Ange? What's up now? You're going to be in class next week, right? Better come on now. Don't be giving me no problems. Karen, what's up with you? How you doing? Let's see. Oh, you're talking about AI stuff. You know what? We probably should just do we should probably just do a whole video on that. So let's just do a whole thing on that, right? So let's just make that let's do a whole video on it, right? So let's just have a whole Monday and talk about that, okay? So Bard, Chat GPT, all those kind of things, large language model, yeah. Let's talk about that. So I'll schedule some time for us to actually talk about that on the show, okay? So I think that'll be the best way to appropriately deal with that situation. So would love to talk about it, okay? Okay, Aaron, you're gonna be there next week. This is good. Let's see. CSP. Oh, Spock from Scrum Study. I always have Scrum Study. every once in a while, Scrum Study sends me a message saying, "Would you come train for us?" I'll be like, "No, dude, no. I only train for Bearded Eagle. That's it. I don't train for anybody else, right? I rarely do it. If I know somebody and they need some help, I'll do it then. But I only train for Bearded Eagle. So just FYI, right? I don't see any questions that you all have. So it sounds like we solid. Are we solid? I'm not sure. Well, I'm always solid because I feel like my footsteps, when people follow them, they're walking in greatness. That's so stupid. Did you hear what I said? I go and create footprints, and then when you follow my footprints, you're walking in greatness, right? Come on now. Hey, I'm gonna tell you a secret. You should think these thoughts about yourself. If you don't, you got to at least have your own cheering squad in there. If you don't have your own cheering squad, man, who cheering for you? Because they be cheering for me. Who got their own cheering squad, man? I do. Personally, I really do. I ain't to say I'm crazy or nothing like that, but I got my own cheering squad, dude. Why wouldn't I have my own cheering squad? Like, literally, I did my own cheering squad. Like, no joke. I really do. I can't help it. I always have my own cheering squad, right? So what questions do you all have? Do y'all have any questions related to Scrum, Agile, entrepreneurship, anything like that? Please drop them in the comments. But again, you're always welcome to join the show. I'm going to try once again to jump over here on LinkedIn. I saw people. Oh, one thing I didn't mention is the registered Scrum registered Scrum product owner. That's one by Jeff Sutherland. And I think it's a popular one as well. I know Lizzie does the registered Scrum trainer stuff. And so, I think it's a really popular one. Jeff Sutherland was the first product owner. Like literally, well, Jeff Sutherland pretty much created is the inventor of Scrum, right? And so Jeff Sutherland, when he, between 93 and 95, before Scrum was publicly presented to everybody else. Jeff Sutherland was implementing Scrum at the Easel Corporation from 93 through 95 or whatever, right? And obviously, I think he was a VP or something back then. And he was the very, very first product owner, right? I know people who was on that very first team, that very first Scrum team, right? And so Jeff Sutherland was the very first product owner. So I got my CSPO from Jeff Sutherland. Like I specifically sought out Jeff to get my CSPO, and Jeff Sutherland's amazing. Like if you haven't read that Scrum twice, do I don't even know how to say it. I had to look it up, right? Yeah, any book that Jeff Sutherland has written is worth reading. Any book that Ken Schwaber has written is worth reading. But I'm telling you, that man, there's some people, and I've had people like this as mentors, right? But Jeff Sutherland is one of those guys who have this life that's unbelievable. Like, just unbelievable. Now, I'm talking about not current life, but just life, his whole life, right? But it's just like, you came from where? You was flying planes when? You were shooting down people where? And it's just like, dude, okay, all right. I understand. So if you ever get the opportunity to have a simple conversation with somebody like Jeff Sutherland, I definitely would do that. Sharon, the next CSPO class that I'm having is going to be next week, December 4th. And then December 7 days, December 11th is going to be a CSM. And then December 18th is going to be the Advanced Certified Scrum Master, right? And so it's all, those are the last three classes I'm doing in December. I would love to do a CSP like right before Christmas, like something like that. But those will be the last three. So, and it's gonna be 9 to 1 each day, each week. So just know next December 4th is CSPO, right? December 4th, December 11th, CSM, December 18th. It's going to be ACSM, right? So just back to back to back. And you all know 4 days, half day, 9 to 11 is kind of what I have patterned myself to do. Yeah, that advanced class, the Advanced Certified Scrum Master on the 18th, right, of December, okay? So you all know, okay? Other questions? I'm going to have fun, man. I already got, we're gonna have a big CSM class because it's the end of the year. Normally all the other classes are smaller. The ACSM classes are always smaller, but it gives me a real opportunity because when the ACSM class happens, it's normally more experienced people in that class, right? And so we get to have some really amazing conversations in that class. I really, really love it, right? When I do the ACSM and the ACSPO as well. Just it's a beautiful thing, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Any room for returns next week in terms of okay, so when you say returns, this is what I think you're saying. And correct me if I'm wrong, Tony. So Bearded Eagle has a policy. And Bearded Eagle has always had this policy that I can't I can't justify to myself, and I've never been able to justify this, me making somebody pay for a class that they already took with me. Does that make sense? So let me repeat that. I cannot justify people paying for a class that they already took with me, right? And so what we created as a policy is that if you took like the Bearded Eagle, the CSPO class or the CSM or the advance, right? You are welcome to come back for a one-time refresher of that class that you took anytime. Okay? And that's free. It don't cost you nothing. I'm not giving you a certification. I'm not renewing your certification, anything like that. You're just kind of sitting in on the class, right? And most people that sit in and they actually participate and then they learn more stuff, right? And so just send an email to team@beardedeagle.com saying you'd like to get in a refresher. You took your original CSPO or CSM with us on this date this month, this year, this month. and just send us that email, and we'll get you in the class, man. So it's all good, Tony. Anytime, always. And my statement to anybody in here, right? When the pandemic happened, right, and I mentioned this before, we had people who I started doing this training. So I became a certified Scrum trainer in 2013. And the first classes was obviously a struggle. We didn't have a name or anything like that. And so people who took the class in the very beginning, the absolute very beginning, some of those people came back, man, like when the pandemic hit struck, right? Because people got let go from jobs, they needed to change. And they came back from 2013, 2014, 2015, right? And it's like, you took the class before, man, come back. It's all good. You family. And so with me, I think of you all as being an extension of my family. I just always think of you that way. So it's like your cousins to me, right? And so you are always welcome to come back. We kind of say it's a one-time refresher because back definitely when we was doing public classes, we'd have to buy food for you at that point. Virtual class is a little bit different, but we still say it's a one-time policy. But if you need to come back more than one time, we're not going to kill you about it, right? We just don't want anybody coming every single time we had a class, right? But the idea is that you always can come back for that refresher. Bearded Eagle alumni, that's one of the benefits of taking a Bearded Eagle class. It just is what it is. We don't even, the crazy thing about it, we don't even advertise that, right? We don't even advertise it, right? I don't know. I could do a better job at all that kind of stuff, but I just don't. Um, I could do a better job, right? But the idea, Tony, just send an email. Just send an email. You all good, right? Yeah, so just send an email. team@beardeagle.com. Yeah, Philip, yeah, the art of doing twice the work in half the time is the name of Jeff Sutherland's book. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And best holiday purchase. What are you talking about? Best holiday purchase? I don't I don't have a best holiday purchase. Best holiday purchase. I don't know what you're talking about, Philip. Did I have a best holiday purchase? No, I can't say I had a best holiday purchase, but I did give somebody a gift that turned out to be really sentimental, and so that right there was a really, really, really amazing thing that actually happened on the holiday. So that was really, really good. I really enjoyed that. Right. Let's see. Clarify that for me, Philip, if I didn't get it right. Right. Um, yeah. I cheer for myself all the time. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, so let me know, Sharon, if you're coming. Just do that. Let me know. Let's see. Other questions. Anybody with any questions? Any questions that you may have, drop it in the comments. As I always say, you're welcome to join us live. Hopefully, I'm still on LinkedIn. I don't know because it won't let me back in, at least into the stream. But I'm gonna try one more time again to see if it lets me in. It did, and it starts at way at the beginning. So, oh, there it is. It's a good place. Okay, I'm just checking out the stuff over there. Lavitra, why don't you just come over to the YouTube channel, right? Come on over to the YouTube channel, right? RSPO. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I am going to drop this link in the chat over there on YouTube so people know how to get us over here. Hey, I got a question, y'all. We made our goal of 1,000 people. We made our goal of 1,000 people this year, and we crushed that goal probably 4 or 5 months ago, right? And I haven't really been pressing to get more people into this. How many people think we should go for next year? What do you think our goal should be, right? What do you think our goal should be? I think we can hit 2,000. But what do you think our goal should be for next year? How many subscribers we should have, right? So we got 1,100 or something like that right now. And again, we made a goal to get to 1,000 this year, right? But what do you think our goal should be for next year? What do you think? Let me know. Drop it in the comments, right? I'm It's rattling in my head. I'm debating it, right? Because I don't want to be easy. Also, I want to be something that's realistic, achievable, right? So, what do you think? What should our goal for subscriber count be for next year? Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think, right? Love to hear from you all, right? I'm glad y'all like the 12 days of Scrum, right? Um, I'm glad you like that. That was a plus. I will release it tomorrow. And that means if you're subscribed and you click the notification button, you will get a notification that that video's dropped. It's coming. It's coming. So just know that, right? So that'll be a good thing. My certification will expire next month. Can I view your previous shows to get units? Yes, you can. So okay, so the way the renewal process works for the Scrum Alliance in particular is you got to get Scrum education units, and you got like 4 categories to get Scrum education units in, and some of that can be done through watching the show, right? I'm a certified Scrum trainer. We're talking about Scrum as well. Those things allow you to get Scrum education units. So those that don't know, that's certified, that's with the Scrum Alliance, you can use this show to get some of your SEUs. Just in case you didn't know, I mean, that is part of the reason why I do it. These are free SEUs, right? So you can get, for participating in this, you can get some SEUs. So just know that, right? And again, you can't get them all. You can't get them all from just watching the show. But the idea is you definitely can get some from watching the show. So you can utilize some of these for sure. I would just make sure I go to Scrum Alliance to double check to see what all that stuff is about. Um, I'm gonna really real quick. I'm actually looking up to see if I can just throw you the link so you can look at it, and then get you a better idea and just get to it really fast. Let's see. Um, yeah. So, when you do all these kind of certifications, you get so used to this, having needing to certify. Um, and so I'm looking for the right one to be helpful for you, and I don't see it. But again, if you go to scrumalliance.org and just look stuff up, this is it. So let me drop this in the chat for you. Hopefully that's helpful. So that's in the comments. So if you're curious about, how getting those SEUs and stuff like that, you'll see them in the comments. At least the link to the website that will be helpful to you. So hopefully you're good to go on that. Let's see. Patrick says 2,000 should be doable. I'm debating between 2,000 and 3,000, and so I was gonna slice it in the middle, Patrick, and say 2,500. But I'm a past software developer, and so I believe that I'm greater than what I am in reality. So I really want to do 3,000. I really want to do 3,000. And so, do double the number, like not get 1,000, not just get 1,000, get 2,000, right? It's kind of what I'm thinking to myself, right? And so get to the point where we got 3,000 subscribers. That's what but I think I'd have to get on here and shake my booty. I don't think I want to shake my booty for 3,000 subscribers though. You understand what I'm saying, Patrick? you know, yeah. Hopefully I'm nailing something, Patrick. Philip. Hopefully I'm nailing something. Hopefully, Yeah, I mean, I think so, man. I think that 3,000 is kind of what I've been rattling in my head this past week. Like, let's just go for 3,000, right? We don't make it, we don't make it. We get above 2,000 to 3,000, I'd be very happy. But I'm thinking, let's go for 3,000, man. Like, I'm serious, like, hey, no harm, no foul. Dream big, you know? So that's what I'm thinking to myself. But again, in order to do that, I will need y'all help. I really will, right? Yeah, we probably got 215 videos up, and I probably will have to do just a few other kind of just standalone videos, in order to make that work. But I think we can make it work, man. I really do think we can make it work, right? Make it rain, subscribers. Drop it like it's hot. My man came out with a Snoop, and for real. I like it. I like it. I love it. Hey, y'all, this is always a pleasure for me. You say, Philip say 5K, dream big. Philip over here trying to kill me. Don't be trying to kill me, Philip. Y'all, this is a pleasure. This has always been a pleasure. I love when we do this. Next Monday, we're going to start talking about goals. And so I'm going to create topics for goals for at least later this week. And so, look, please think about the things you want to achieve in 2024 because I like for us to have some discussions around those things. And so we can work toward achieving those things in 2024, right? And so do that. I will come up with some topics for us to cover to really deal with those goals and set yourself up for success for 2024. Because I need to do the same thing. I kind of go through this process around this time this year. So on that note, this has been a pleasure, everyone. I think it was a good topic. Product owners, go make that money. Um, Other than that, I'm glad you all enjoyed the 12 days of Scrum. That'll be out tomorrow. Other than that, man, y'all make sure y'all have such an amazing week. Do great things, do good by people. You need me, just reach out. Other than that, peace. I'll see y'all. See you next week. Have a good one.